The dream just got even more real. What a win that was against Leicester City. Possibly my favourite one of the season. Going into the game, I didn't think it was the be all and end all. Some games earlier this season, I remember playing Aston Villa thinking that this fixture against Villa was just pivotal. If we won, we looked like real contenders for European football, just in general. We looked like we could break into the top 6 or something. And we kept on sort of winning these challenges. And coming into the game yesterday, I didn't really feel that was a fixture of such importance for us. I thought the games coming up, Newcastle, Burnley, Southampton at the end of it, I thought they were the ones that would sort of see what we're going to do this season. Leicester, to me, was almost bonus points yesterday. That is a game, that's a fixture we often suggest. If we get something, it could be the difference coming the end of the season. And we got all 3 points. And what a testament it is to the squad, the manager, the mentality of this football club at the minute that we got it without Ogbonna, without Declan Rice, and without Mikel Antonio. 3 key players, 3 players. If you do your first 11 for West Ham, there's maybe 1 or 2 positions of formation you might debate about, but all of those 3 players 100% start. So to go into that fixture without them and come out with 3 points is just amazing. I would have taken a point before the game yesterday. I absolutely would have just bit your hand off for that. I thought a point would have been good for us. But to get 3, that means that Champions League football is not only a possibility, but it's becoming more and more achievable. Every game it just gets more realistic. We used to joke about it. 10 games ago we were joking that we'll get the Champions League, and we still are. If there's anyone watching this that isn't a West Ham fan, when you see us putting up memes about the Champions League and whatever, we're having a laugh. We're just enjoying it. That's what we should be doing. We're just enjoying being in with a shout of Champions League football. However, the reality is we are 4th on merit with 7 games to go. We win the remaining 7 games, we are in the Champions League next season. It's as simple as that. It is in our hands. Now, whether we're not going to win all 7, however, I think it's also fair to suggest that neither will Liverpool or Chelsea or Leicester. They won't win all their games between now and the end of the season either. Everyone's going to drop points. And it's now about who drops the least points to some extent. Certainly for West Ham, all we have to do is match what the other teams are doing between now and then. We are no longer trying to gain points. We're no longer trying to overtake someone. It would be nice to overtake Leicester, but it's now about simply matching everyone else's points tally. And we're in the Champions League, and it's realistic. It is still very, very difficult, alright? It's not simply a case of turning up. We've got Newcastle. We'll cover it in the preview, but I'm aware I'm sort of one of Newcastle's biggest critics. Okay, I've never liked Steve Bruce as a sort of a manager, or even as the way he comes across on the TV. Now, he doesn't really like West Ham, Steve Bruce, and I've always held that against him. I don't like his style of football. I don't think he's a good manager. So when it comes to playing Newcastle, I'm quite overly confident, if you like. And I know it's not a case of turn up on Saturday, we get 3 points. It's going to be difficult because they're still in a relegation battle. But I'm glad we've got Newcastle at the weekend. That's what we'll say. And it just means that we go into Chelsea. We can go into that Chelsea fixture knowing that a point is enough, because we wouldn't need to win. We would just simply have to continue to match Chelsea's points tally. And a point against Chelsea would be not so much a point gain for us, but more 2 points drop for Chelsea. You want to look at it like that. I'm aware it's the same thing, but it very much would be 2 points drop for them. Now, this Premier League season is a funny one. We saw Aston Villa at the start of the season thumping Liverpool, West Brom, getting a magnificent win against Chelsea a couple of weeks ago and stuff. There's weird results happening here, there and everywhere since the start, and I'm sure there's still a few more to go till the end of the season. I just hope that we are not on the receiving end of one of them. However, I'm confident we won't be. We played Leicester yesterday, who were missing a couple of players, Perez and Maddison. Now, I don't think they both would have started, but I certainly think one of them would have started. Probably James Maddison would have started. And he's not. And the reason he's not is because of a lack of discipline at the football club, really. I find it shocking, really, that in such a pivotal point of this Premier League season, would I understand if, a Leeds player, a Wolves player or something did what Maddison and Perez did? Not so much. But the fact that their seasons are over to some extent, you'd almost forgive them a little bit for not concentrating as much as they perhaps used to be. But Leicester are 3rd in the Premier League with a massive game against West Ham, and they're breaking COVID rules, they're breaking the club's rules as well, and I just don't think we'd see that West Ham. I know Lanzini broke it on Christmas Day, but again, I think that was different circumstances, because prior to that we sort of had permission to meet up on Christmas Day. He was there with a lot of different players from Tottenham as well, and I just think that was a complete one-off, whereas this it's not a good look for Leicester. And West Ham got a bit of luck yesterday. We got a little bit of luck with those players not playing. I think we would have won, even if he had Madison Perez at his disposal, and he could have. Brendan Rodgers didn't have to discipline them like that. He chose to do it, which I understand why. But the consequence is you don't have them in your squad. But let's talk about one or two players, not Jesse Lingard. We've done that. We've done the Jesse Lingard stuff enough right now, okay? But Mark Noble, a couple of weeks ago when Declan Rice was injured, the question was, will we be okay with Mark Noble in the centre midfield? That was the question. I think it was a fair question to ask as well. This isn't a dig at people that don't rate Mark Noble. I don't think Mark Noble's good enough. It's not meant to come across a dig at them, because I love Mark. For anyone that's watched his channel for more than 2 months will know he used to sit there somewhere, Mark Noble. I used to have a picture of him there for a long time, and he will return one day, just not there anymore. Mark Noble will return. But so I've often found myself very defensive of Mark over the years, because I think he's a really good footballer and doesn't get enough credit. I think his passing is underrated, and I thought we saw that again against Leicester. But even I could understand why people would be a bit worried. I was a bit worried. I was a bit sceptical about Mark being able to come in and perform to the level that we needed him to. However, against Wolves, I thought he was brilliant. Yesterday, I thought he was fantastic. And the biggest compliment we could give Mark Noble is we're now asking the question, instead of saying, will we be okay with Mark Noble? We're now asking the question, will we be okay without Mark Noble, given that he sustained an injury yesterday, had to go off, and he might be missing against Newcastle. And we're now worried. Even yesterday when he went down with his injury after blocking Yuri Tielemans' shot, you were watching that thinking, I hope he's alright. I hope he can get up and can continue. He couldn't. He went off. And we missed him. We missed him massively, Mark Noble. Yes, okay, part of the reason is because we brought a right back on in the centre midfield position, and it was harsh on Ben Johnson. This isn't a criticism of him, but we definitely missed Mark Noble. We lost all sense of control of the pitch. When he went off, they kept coming down where Ben Johnson and Masuaku was playing. I think Cresswell's departure contributed to that as well. But we missed Mark Noble. And fingers crossed he is okay for Newcastle, because he's been brilliant the last couple of games. And that's also a big compliment to Thomas Souček, because all season it's been a Rice and Souček partnership. They've come as a pairing, a duo. They're having great individual seasons, but I was a bit worried that part of Souček's success was down to Declan Rice. Can Souček continue his good form, continue his good season, be a big force in the middle of the park without Declan Rice there? That was a question I was looking to be answered. And the answer is yes. I thought Souček was brilliant yesterday. I thought that was one of his better games, actually, because of the context, which is he was with Mark Noble rather than Declan Rice. And it helps, of course, having Mark Noble play arguably our third or fourth best player in the last two games. You know, he's Monday night against Wolves, he did the most running for our team. That's fantastic for someone whose legs are apparently gone. And I know when people say that, they don't necessarily mean he's unfit. They just mean he's not fast enough. But he was never quick, was he, Martin? No, his game's not built on that. It's not built on pace. It's built on his technical ability, his all-round play, if you like. Jack of all trades, master of none, if you like. And that's comes across a bit of a backhanded compliment, but you need players like that sometimes. But getting back to Souček, he was missing his wingman. He was missing the guy that had his six, had his back. Whenever he went forward, Rice would cover him, and he knew he can go forward, Declan Rice there. And I do think he's been a bit more restricted. There was one or two times I thought, when we were 1-0 up against Leicester, I saw Souček sort of jogging forward a bit, and I thought, whoa, crikey, mate, there's no need for this. Is an unnecessary risk. But it paid off. You know, we got the third goal, Jared Bowen's goal. Souček, part of that is because Souček's up pressing. He gets the ball in a decent position and plays it into him. I think he's been brilliant. But also, the other player is Jared Bowen. I thought yesterday was possibly his best performance in a West Ham shirt. I thought he was up front for large parts of the game. Then in the second half, once we made it 3-0, I thought he sort of moved to the right a little bit so we can become defensively stronger, which I understand. I think is the right thing to do. I understand why you've done it. I do think it has a knock-on effect, which is it encourages teams to attack us a little bit when we then sit back a bit more, and it encourages whether it's Rodgers or Nuno or Arteta to throw on attacker after attacker, because we're getting deeper and deeper. It becomes easier to attack us, and we sort of lost the bite going forward. We had Jesse Lingard on the pitch and Ben Ram on the pitch, but we didn't really have that threat in the second half. And part of that is possibly because Jared Bowen went off. I thought he was absolutely brilliant. I thought his goal is a striker's goal. 3 goals in his last 3 games for us. It's important because sometimes when you get a key player injured, you need a little hero. You need someone that's going to step up. Someone's going to get someone's going to get the opportunity, but you need that person to step up and make a name for themselves. And we've seen it quite often with West Ham. And the funny thing is, we've seen it in the centre back area. At the start of the season, we had Diop in there. Balbuena, he was out. Balbuena come in, kept his spot, and then they swapped round again because of COVID. And then again because of COVID, Craig Dawson got his opportunity. He took it. Balbuena's got injured. Diop's come back in. While I think he's been a bit shaky, he's done okay. Diop thought it was a bit better yesterday. So we've often seen players be given an opportunity at West Ham this season through injury. Vladimir Coufal, perfect example. I thought Frederick started this season in fantastic form. Got injured. We had to go buy Coufal. We went and bought him, put him in. We've not looked back. Fredericks can't get back into the team. And it's nothing Fredericks has done. It's just that the guy that's gone in has kept the shirt. And I'm not suggesting Jared Bowen is going to keep the shirt from Michail Antonio. But he might. He might just do that. That is the opportunity. Bowen's almost got a bit of a chance now between now and the end of the season to show David Moyes that he can be the striker. Maybe not the number 1 striker going forward next season, because I think Moyes has got his heart set on 1 or 2 particular targets. But what he could do is say to David Moyes, you don't need to get 2 strikers, you need to get 1 and get an attacking midfielder or something, because I can also play up front, I can play right wing, I can play all these different positions. But we need the hero. And I think we saw it a little bit with Jared Bowen. We saw some of the step up over the last 2 or 3 games that says, actually, I can score goals. And we've seen players go through purple patches. Craig Dawson was scoring goals for us at one point. Souček has been scoring goals. They've dried up a little bit recently, but that's okay because Jesse Lingard's come in and hit the form. Now, we've had Michail Antonio scoring goals regularly as well. He's out, it's alright. Now we need someone else to step up and start scoring them. Here comes Jared Bowen. Jared Bowen's in the team saying, I'm the guy in form. I thought he was brilliant against Leicester City, and I'm really looking forward to him continuing the striker role, and hopefully he can make it his own. And if Antonio, I don't think he will, but if Antonio comes back at the end of the season and he's fully fit, I hope that he doesn't get in the team. Not because I've got anything against Michail, purely because of Jared Bowen's form. And the challenge is there for Bowen. The opportunity is there for him as well, because he's always had the ability. He wasn't that great between Christmas and arguably the last 3 games. Bowen's form's not been good enough. It's not been good enough, and he's even admitted that himself, Jared. But players, everyone reacts differently. Some players like praise, some like criticism, so on and so forth. And you just never know. Bringing in Jesse Lingard could have had a negative impact on Jared Bowen. We don't know that. We know he's suffered a little bit through a medical condition, and that's partly impacting his performance and why he gets substituted a lot. We've learned that now as well. But also, bringing in Lingard could have just shot the guy's confidence. He could have thought, well, the manager don't trust me, because if we needed an attacking midfielder, he could have used me, but he's not. He's got this guy in, I'm in and out of the team, so on. However, now, I'm not saying it's an automatic pick, but Moyes practically had a 50-50. Ben Rama or Jared Bowen, a 50-50 choice, and he went for Jared Bowen. And I just hope that sort of metaphorical arm around the shoulder, if you like, of Jared Bowen, I just hope that's giving him the boost, the confidence to go out there and just seize this opportunity. And I've got a bit of confidence he will. I've got a feeling he might only score 3 goals. We've got but in 7 games, that 3 goals could be massive. They could earn us points, and those points could earn us Champions League football, because yesterday gave us an amazing chance to get Champions League football. And we're no longer talking about the Europa Conference League or Europa League. We are talking about the top competition here. We might not get there, and it'll still be a good season if we don't. However, it'll certainly be disappointing to some extent to be 7 games away from qualifying for the Champions League. What a position, what a season. And yesterday, what a result. Anyway, that's all I've got to say. I've been blabbering on for non-stop, so apologies for that. But if you've enjoyed this video, drop a like on it, subscribe if you're around here. We've got lots of content coming this week. We've actually got too much. I'm trying to work out where to put it all. And on Wednesday, cup of tea. Myself and Gonzo are doing a cup of tea at 8 PM on Wednesday. So if you'd like to join us, it'd be a pleasure to have you in the live chat. And I'll see you then. Catch you in a bit.